has
You didn't know?
You can say we are the in crowd.
Acknowledge us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Stadium Rant proudly presents to you the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. We are your hosts, the Ringside Boys, the Bake Show, Shake and Bake, the Nard Dog, Bernard Green, and the Professor, Nicholas Mullick. It's a lot to get to tonight, gentlemen. We got War Games on the horizon. A little bit of a shocking return on Monday night, a shocking join of a faction, maybe a little head scratching going on. We're going to talk about some of the best and worst Survivor Series of all time. Alexa Bliss' return is in question. We had the first round of the Women's United States Championship tournament taking place. A little bit more news on Vince McMahon, unfortunately, but this one should at least make you laugh. Judgment Day, their tag team title run has been absolutely red knot. And AEW Full Gear pay-per-view is coming up. And honestly, the only thing I care about is Big Justice, AJ and the Rizzler, baby. I might actually watch Full Gear, but before we get into any of that, gentlemen, how we doing?
What a week. What a week. First off, does anyone know who the heck that these guys are?
The Costco guys.
I honestly thought, I'm not even joking when I heard about these guys. I thought they worked at Costco. That's what I legit thought about.
You'd think, but I don't even think they have a sponsorship with them at this point, which is kind of insane. But they went viral for making TikTok reviews, and if anybody doesn't know, I don't know how. They've been absolutely everywhere. JC said it in chat. They bring the boom. That is the last time I will do that. Actually, maybe not. It's kind of fun to do sometimes. But they do TikTok stuff. They're really popular on there. Father-son combo. It's just wholesome content. They're just on there having fun, being goofballs. And that's what they do, and people love them. And the Rizzler's just a little chubby kid that everybody likes.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of the Costco's guys before, but when I first watched this Kristen Joseph, he's called the Rizzler.
Yes.
But his name is Kristen Joseph. I gotta admit, he's really funny. He really is really funny.
He's hysterical. Big Rizzler fan over here. But yeah, we also got War Games coming up. Nolan, what's good, homie? How you doing? Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, we're gonna talk about War Games. Well, let's kick it off with this. It's something I know Nicholas felt the way about, and I felt two different ways about. And Bernard is gonna let y'all know how he felt about it. Rhea Ripley returned on Monday night. Monday Night Mommy stormed the gates. I was wondering who the fifth member was going to be, but because of the injury that Rhea sustained, orbital injuries, if they're real, I'm not going to lie, chat, this might have been a work. If it's an actual orbital injury, I don't think she's allowed back in the ring this soon, especially into a War Games match. Even if they try to keep it safe, so many things can go wrong. And orbital injuries, you could... Bad things could happen if you let that get worse. So I don't know. I'm not saying nothing, but yeah, I don't know. She returned on Monday Night Raw. I popped. I did because I love Rhea. I was stoked to see her back. Nolan was stoked to see her back. But the more I thought about it, and then Nicholas had a comment about it, and I'll let him go, the more I kind of agreed with his point and his take that maybe it was a little too soon. And you can go ahead and run with that, big dog.
First off, it is a legit injury. It really was a legit injury. Many questioned about it, but I looked this up. Apparently, WWE thought it was a serious injury, but after I guess, further tests and talks with doctors, she could come back as soon as possible.
All
I
right.
thought she looked cool with the mask, but
It is cool.
Here's my major problem with this. They rushed it. They rushed Rhea Ripley's return here. I was surprised that they did. And here's another thing I don't understand, and you guys will agree with me on this. If you're going to have Rhea Ripley return for this big War Games match, why the hell would you do it on a tape show? Like, I do not understand why you would have the return do it on a tape show. That just takes away from not only the surprise, but the entire feud. And let's be real, this should have been a 4v4 Survivor Series matchup for brand supremacy. But apparently the brand split means nothing now.
You know what? No, I mean, not apparently, brother. Like, I know what you mean by that, but I mean, we are well past the point of trying to give any dude graces to this shit. It's gone. It's absolutely obliterated. I got another little tangent there, but BG, go ahead. What do you think about Rhea's return?
I agree with Nicholas 100%. It's just too soon, man. I mean, number one, for one, I'm happy she's okay for once. I'm happy to see her back as well, but it was too soon. It's like you said, Nicholas, to either do a 4-on-4 match or just scrap the whole War Games match completely and just let the Bloodline take over that War Games match.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I worry about with her taking them shots. As a fact, did you see the headbutt she gave Liv Morgan when she came back on Raw? It's like
my God.
that kind of cringe. That I was kind of cringing a little bit, but just by her doing that, and it's like, like so much could go wrong with her injury in that match, especially there's gonna be a bunch of weapons involved, and then let's not forget you got Nia freaking Jackson in the match. She got a history of injuring people, so imagine if she injure, her face on top of the injury she already has. This could be bad.
Here's another thing that's bad too. Now they got to rush to take that title off of Liv Morgan. The opportune time to do that was at Mania, and you could have waited for Rhea to ensure health, have her win the Rumble, and then have her win at Mania. Now with her returning at Survivor Series and doing this silly War Games match, you have to take that title off of Liv Morgan at Saturday Night Main Event. Like, there's no way. Like, you're going to rush everything. And when that title gets taken off of her, what's the whole point of having Raquel Rodriguez join her? Like, they could have stretched this out so much more. And here's the thing. They panicked. They had nobody feasible to do this War Games match to begin with. And if you don't have a plan and you're Vince McMahon style rush type booking this, don't do it. Just because there's one War Games match for the men's doesn't mean there needs to be another one for the women. And I love women's wrestling. Women's War Games is brilliant. And I can't wait for Io Sky to be in a War Games match again. She's great in that.
She's the best.
She's legit the best War Games female professional wrestler ever, in my opinion. But this match is so unnecessary. And it could have been booked way better.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of where I was going to go with it, too. It's like, they clearly didn't have trust in anybody else to get in this match besides Rhea Ripley. Nobody else would have made sense, but like given her injury, I think we would have kind of taken a random, especially if it was not even a random. It could have been Kairi Sane, and we would have been fine with that.
I thought it was going to be Charlotte Flair too, because eventually Charlotte Flair is going to cash in her Charlotte in the Bank briefcase. I mean, she tweeted something about, I shared it in the chat. She tweeted she's coming and she's going to cash in her Charlotte in the Bank on the champion. You could have had her show up there, but especially with how the brand supremacy is done. Again, end the brand split, WWE. If you're going to do this silly thing where you put Raw and SmackDown superstars on the show with no reason whatsoever and randomly, then end the brand split. Like, I get this. Like, I don't understand why there's a brand split anymore. I really don't.
Yeah, it's getting a little rough with that, but yeah, it's interesting to see. I mean, the match should be good. I'm not really worried about that. I think Rhea will have limited time in it, but I mean, that's kind of how that's gonna go.
I don't know what's worse. I'm sorry, I don't know what's worse, this booking or what they're doing with Bronson Reed. I don't understand what they're doing with that. First off, I'm glad Bronson Reed's in this role. He worked hard to get there after getting cut the first time working in Japan and then coming back to WWE. But why are we shoehorning Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed into this? Like, Bronson Reed is a loner. Why is he associating himself with the bloodline? And it makes no sense that Seth Rollins is going to be included in this tag match. I mean, it's obvious. It makes no sense for Seth Rollins to be a part of it. Now, could they swerve us and put CM Punk in that role? Maybe, but it's clear they're going to put Seth Rollins in there, especially that you have Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins feuding. And the angriest part, in my opinion, you didn't need to have Seth Rollins beat Bronson Reed at Sweet Saudi Money. That was just a complete terrible decision. It's backfiring now, and I hate what they're doing here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's also been a character change for Bronson Reed. I don't really think it makes a lot of sense unless Solo was like, hey, they're talking to Seth Rollins. I got to get Bronson Reed. I really don't know. I agree with you in the sense that this is good for Bronson Reed. Honestly, to be in a match with Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and then, I guess the bloodline. You're in with the biggest story in WWE, and that's great for Bronson Reed. I just wish it made more sense.
And here's another thing, and then I'll let Bernard continue. There's two other things. First, whatever happened to Hikuleo? Wasn't this guy going to show up in the bloodline feud? Like, where the hell has this guy been? And two,
I think he's going to NXT.
Probably, but here's another thing I don't understand. Remember a few pay-per-views ago with Bad Blood when you had The Rock show up? Where the hell has he been? That's been a red herring since he showed up on that pay-per-view. There's been no mention of it.
He's filming Moana, the live-action Moana.
But yeah, but still, why have him show up at Bad Blood then and not have it be brought up again?
They wanted Bad Blood to pop, and you saw how hard they tried for that show.
They did try very hard for that show, but like, if you're gonna do something, make it make sense and bring it up. It makes no storyline sense that Roman hasn't brought up The Rock being brought there. He's just ignored it. What about Solo's group? They haven't even brought it up either.
That's what's weird. I get Roman not wanting to mention The Rock. That kind of makes sense. Right. Solo should be like talking about, at least mentioned it right after, been like, oh yeah, I was talking with The Rock, like just something. And then maybe not mention it again because he's not going to show up for a while. Sure. But yeah, I agree. There was no closure and it's a little weird.
And by the way, Rikishi, if you want to complain about something in this bloodline feud, this is it. This is it. Honestly. I'm sorry, Bernard, you go. I'm frustrated now.
I don't even know where to start. To me, it doesn't really make no sense. Of Bruce Lee being in the bloodline. I get that he wants to be in the spotlight. He deserves to be in the spotlight, but it's like, for the past, a few months now, or past several months, it's like WWE has been making a decision that doesn't really make any sense. And I just trying to see where Bronson Reed fit into all this in this bloodline situation.
They better have a good storyline, either SmackDown or Monday. I don't think SmackDown's taped, but like they better have a legit reason for this because now I don't understand it. I hate that they're shoehorning Bronson and Seth to this because it's clear Seth is going to be involved. And what I just don't understand what they're doing here. And I love Bronson Reed. I love what they've done with him, and excluding the fact that they had him lose to Seth at Sweet Saudi Money. But I don't understand it, but so like it's been a lot of storylines where I'm like, okay, but this kind of doesn't make any sense. Like I said, they made Tiffany Stratton look like a fool with Nia Jax. They had whatever the hell they're doing with the Wyatt Six. I mean, I could care less about that feud with them in the Final Testament. Although that one promo carrying crosscut on, I think it was Raw that he filmed, that was really good. That's my favorite part of this.
Recent promo was good too.
Who?
Bose.
Oh God, he looked so similar to Bray. It made me tear up. Like, oh, is Bray going to show up? And then I realized, oh.
Well, okay. So I first thought, honest to God, I was like, oh my God, are they using a recorded Bray Wyatt vignette that they didn't use as like part of a way to build the story? And then Bo's going to go. And then I kept listening. I was like, that's Bo. I was like, oh my god, that was great. I'm not all the way back in, but I'm giving this a chance to be good. I think the
And-
AOP sucks, but
Oh God, AOP's terrible. Like, I'm shocked they were even brought back to begin with.
Karrion Kross
yeah.
is killing it though.
I do love Karen. I really wish that they would book him better. And I like Scarlett too a lot.
They should just be by themselves.
I agree. Keep Paul Ellering though. I like Paul Ellering as a manager.
Sure.
Get rid of In fact, I would be A-okay if AOP got released, especially with the shenanigans they pulled when they were released and they were starting that weird company and they said they were going to get Lana and Nia Jax to come wrestle the show, and then everyone started dropping like flies saying that they weren't. Like, you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Speaking of, and we're going to tie this in because someone was a part of Bray's storyline as the Fiend. You heard what happened with Alexa Bliss?
I did.
How she was like, "Oh, I've been dealing with all these issues." First off, I didn't know she had skin cancer. And that she was going through that. I did not know that. I knew she had her first child with who's that musician? I can't remember.
Ryan Cabrera.
Yeah, I think that's his name. But the one weird part, and I don't understand why she said this. She's like, "Oh, it's not my decision for me to come back." I don't know if that's true or not. And if it is true, to be honest, I don't blame WWE because they don't need Alexa Bliss right now.
No. I think she could have meant maybe the company isn't ready for her yet. She also could have meant that like maybe her health just isn't where it needs to be. And like it's not really her choice to not be in there. Like she's just forced to be because she's still dealing with health stuff. I don't know. You're right. They don't need her. I think in certain aspects, I think now with another women's mid card, I think it'd be nice to develop that a little bit. She could help build that. She doesn't need a title, but just having her being there, if someone were to beat her for that title, that's a legit win. So, I mean, yeah, I agree. It's just I hope she's okay. I hope we do get to see her again. I don't necessarily need to see her with the Wyatt Six, but there are only 5 of them. So
I think the 6th member they want to keep like vacant for Bray Wyatt.
Have Bray be the 6th.
Yeah, and have Bray be the 6th. But even if they want to include that, I don't think they need to. They have Nikki Cross as like the female member of that
Sister group. Abigail, yeah.
Sister Abigail, which she looks awesome in there. I gotta say too as well, with Alexa, I think she's definitely going to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble if her health is like she's healthy and ready to go. I think that would be a perfect spot to put her in. Or you also put her in the Intercontinental Tournament because I think they're going to be a Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. Mm-hmm. You're going to need women there. Why not put Alexa Bliss in that tournament?
And have her in the finals against Lyra Valkyria or Asuka, yeah.
Is Asuka ready to? Is she going to be ready for the tournament?
I haven't heard anything about her.
Bernard, you would know more.
What I do know is it's been a minute since she did her Connor Chan YouTube video, but I know without a doubt that she's working hard to get back in the ring, and also too she's taking time off while doing so. So that's all I know about her. But I know that she'll come. I think she'll be a surprise interest in the Royal Rumble as well, and could be in the IC women's title picture whenever they introduce it on Raw.
Yeah.
Or Netflix.
I'm guessing the first day that they're on Netflix, they're going to announce the tournament. That
makes sense. That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, all those reports that were like, "Oh yeah, there's no talks of a women's intercontinental." Yeah, okay. I believe that. Like, I believe anything Vince McMahon says, which kind of brings us to the next topic of
I told you so. Here. I told you so.
Listen, I thought they were to the grave because there was something deep woven in there. I don't know, but it happened. Vince McMahon and Linda McMahon are officially separated, according to Linda McMahon's lawyer. This is not just some dirt sheet saying, "Oh, Linda and Vince haven't been together in quite some time." This is their lawyer saying they are legally separated.
Like I said, Vince, get those lawyers ready. I've called this since day one.
He's gonna have like
called
18
this.
teams of those dudes just rolling up.
18 different Jerry McDevitt's.
Yeah, they're like any kind of sub council we need, gentlemen. I don't care what it is. Spare no expense. This is McMahon, damn it.
And they all the lawyers do like the power walk into the court cases and the divorce
Just hope
lawyer.
no one tears a quad on the way to the.
I
freaking
hope
bench.
they get the Black Friday divorce lawyers ratings, like to get, percentage off. But then again, Vince McMahon is paying all those lawyers for all his court cases.
Get a
Get
five-
your lawyers ready.
5-5 get one free deal. Maybe we got
Five,
that for the
five.
holidays. Maybe, but yeah, I mean, only surprising because I genuinely thought there was no way she was gonna leave him, just because I don't know. Maybe the money's starting to run out, and she's like, "I'm getting out of here."
You think this hurts Vince's chance of getting pardoned? Because
let's be real. What's crazy? I actually, let's not get political, but anyway,
I know. I'm just saying. How connected he is to who because of their WrestleMania feud. The Umaga and Bobby Lashley match.
But what a shit show that continues to be. It's not going to stop. It's just going to keep being a shit show.
Yeah,
and probably going to get worse.
And yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. There could be a pardoning coming, but I wonder if now that Linda and Vince are separated, if that hurts his chances of getting pardoned.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not a political guy. I'm just throwing that out because it's a possibility. I hope it doesn't happen, and I hope they throw the book at Vince when he gets sentenced, hopefully, and that investigation better be out fully soon. Which I think December, that was the last report of when the investigation was going to get an update, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We'll obviously keep talking about it, but it was something we talked about a little bit earlier. The first match of the U.S. Women's Championship Tournament. It began. Bayley emerged victorious. She will advance. It was a triple threat match. It wasn't anything great. Bayley won.
I disagree. I'll be honest. I'm going to say something nice here. B-Fab really impressed me in this match. It's been like years since I last saw her wrestle. She's mainly been managing.
Yeah.
But for the first time in a long time that she's been in the ring, she really impressed me. And I got to tell you, even though she's still a little green, she needs to shake off the rust. They may really have something in her if they continue to clean up her skills, get her ready. I kind of want to see her when she's ready in singles action. Now, Bayley and Candice LeRae deserved credit because it was a triple threat match and they're great. But B-Fab held her own. She really did. And if she's listening to this right now, B-Fab, well done. Well done.
Bernard, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm impressed too. I think, like you said, if they push her and have the right people to push her and to introduce her to the entertainment scene, I think she could be, really something. Shout out to Bayley. Congrats on the victory. But everybody's still thinking that Chelsea Green should be the one to become the first person to win that title. So I think in the semifinal, I give you my prediction out early in the semifinal somewhere in that line. I got Chelsea Green upsetting Bayley and to go on to win the championship.
I don't think that's going to be the finals.
I tell like semifinal,
semifinals. That's cool.
Yeah, semifinal. Yeah,
I do have a fear though too. I do hope that Chelsea Green wins, but I have a feeling they're going to do Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair for this singles title. I have a feeling that they might do that.
Yeah, I mean, they could. I certainly hope not. I mean, we were talking about it last week a little bit. We were excited for the prospect of this match months ago, but after seeing Jade for these few months, it's just kind of like, oh no, the only way we're okay with it is if Bianca ends up winning.
You know who I would be okay with winning this title for the first time? I still think Chelsea Green should win it. I would be okay if Naomi won it for the first time.
That'd be cool too. First ever SmackDown Women's Champion.
And look, I'm going to do something different here, y'all. So everyone knows how much I've hated Nia Jax's run here, how think she's awful, still she still is. However, I got to give her a little bit of credit here because her SmackDown match, I don't know if you two saw it with Naomi, that was really good. Really, really, really good. Honestly, one of the best matches she's had in her career. I still think Nia Jackson Bailey at NXT Takeover, one of the takeovers there, that was her best match in her career. But this is dead on close. So I got to give her credit. Nia looked good in that match, and it still made no sense that you would leak out the Raw card. I'm sorry, the SmackDown card with the title, and then not 30 minutes you have Naomi face Nia Jax in a world title match. That just made things predictable. But that match was really good, and I got to give credit to her. So Nia, if you're listening to this, well done. See, I don't trash you all the time, and I respect you, the person. You seem like a nice person.
Yeah, so I've a lot going on. Judgment Day has done nothing. One TV title defense in 150 days. I don't know. It's just a whole lot of nothing with those titles. And on SmackDown, they're doing very well in that tag division. And there's just nothing, absolutely nothing happening on Raw. And you start looking around, there's no real tag teams on Raw besides the War Raiders.
Yeah. And let me just say this as well. I keep saying the women's tag title should be burnt. Throw in the men's Raw tag titles in there too. They have been treated terribly. I would merge both divisions because the Raw division's so bad. And I would have one brand specifically with tag teams. Let me also say another thing as well with the Raw tag titles with the Judgment Day. They've disappointed me with the booking of the Judgment Day for a while now. Look, Finn Balor has disappointed me in this. JD McDonough, it's not been great. Carlito's done. I've had it with him in Judgment Day. And Liv Morgan and Dominic, like they're the only ones holding that up. I mean, I don't like their combination. I like what Raquel's doing, but Judgment Day 2.0 has not been great. And honestly, it's time to break them up. It's time because they've just gotten stale, they've gotten boring, and I don't care about them anymore. Am I the only one that's thinking this?
No, not at all.
No. It's time to break this shit up. I never really buy into the whole new Judgment Day 2.0 because I think they're not been taken seriously enough. Number one, like you said, Shake Bake earlier, is that they haven't had they only have one TV title defense in 150 days. They're not defending the title. Hell, at least when Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa had the tag team championship on SmackDown, at least they've been at least they've been defending it in live events at SmackDown as well. And all you got JD and Finn Balor, they're just they're just sitting in the back, just playing video games and stuff like that. So you got that going on. You got Carlito. He just, like you say, he's done. He needs to go. And then you got Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. I don't know what to say about them either. Liv Morgan, she needs to defend the title more. Dominic, she's not doing nothing. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I tell you, shake big, but that's also worthy of a green room segment a little bit. So, yeah. So it just real quick. I haven't I gathered this up at the last minute yesterday and today, and also it's like Liv Morgan say something, I guess in an interview with WrestleVotes or something, and it didn't sit with me at all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flat out how I really feel about Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. They're not taken seriously enough. Liv Morgan went on said how he accept Dominic for who he is, and that Dominic wouldn't turn on Liv the way how he did with Rey Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Well, let me tell you what them two people has done for you, Dominic, since you came into the WWE. Number one, you won the tag team titles with your father, creating history as the first father-son duo to do so in WWE history. Okay, then you left your father, then you decided to team up with the Judgment Day. Okay, you want to do things on your own, create your own path. I respect that. Anybody would. Then you came into Rhea Ripley, who I think she was champion at the time or about to be champion at the time. She had you captured an NXT North American Championship. So, Liv Morgan, I say I gotta disagree on you in that. So it's like the reason why you that you accept Dominic for you is because see, all you're doing is that you're getting back at Rhea Ripley. If Rey
Right.
Mysterio have Dominic Mysterio capture the tag team championship, and you have Rhea Ripley had him capturing the NXT Women's Championship, but then I challenge you, Liv Morgan, to have him go after a World Heavyweight or WWE Championship. Um, all it is, y'all just two peas in the pond and all. And Dominic is not really being taken seriously, in my opinion. And the reason why he turned on Rhea and all because he want to play video games. If I want to play video games, I want to do that shit at
And
home.
and he fell into temptation for a woman who was harassing him in the workplace for the past few months. But go ahead.
Exactly. Exactly. And by the way, JC, I don't want to hear no harassment, Liv. Do not put it in the comment. But it's like Dominic is like, what Dominic feel to really, and I could be wrong. This WWE is also entertainment business, but it's a business. WWE looks at how good that you're getting inside the ring. Right now, you just in it for the ride. You're not taking this seriously. If you want people to take you seriously, then you put in the work. But more in the story is that at the end of the day, don't think that someone will turn on you just because they accept you for who you are. And rightfully, at the end, when opportunity presents itself, Liv, don't be surprised if he do the same to you. And this is conclude the green room.
That episode of The Green Room was picture perfect. Ty Dillinger is giving you the 10 out of 10 right now.
Oh, really?
10. Please go back to the Ty Dillinger gimmick, Sean Spears. I miss Ty Dillinger.
I can't really give you a 10, dog. My bad.
Nah, you good, man. You good.
Give him a 9.5. Come on.
I could give him an 8. Yeah, 9. You could get a 9. My pinky's covered up.
Nah, you fine. You fine.
9, dog. You talked about a little bit earlier. I don't know if you got the card pull up, but AEW Full Gear, that one's coming up, and should be a good one. You want to lead us through the show?
Yeah. Of course. I mean, first off, should we do the pre-show match with the Costco guys?
Yes.
All right.
That's what the people want.
Well, kinda. I mean, I'm still trying to learn with these guys. So the Costco guy, Big Boom AJ, with Big Justice is facing off against QT Marshall. QT is a jobber. He really is. He loses all the time in this company. So yeah, the Costco guys are winning.
Absolutely. You gotta give a big boom. Okay, I did it again. Sorry, chat. I think the Costco guys taking this victory home. QT Marshall gonna get sent packing, gonna get eaten up like a couple double chunk chocolate cookies. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I don't know. It's fun. It'll be fun to watch him. I mean, he's not. Temper expectations, ladies and gentlemen. I saw some clips of him back in the day. Not horrible, but nothing spectacular. But it should be fun. BG, what do you got?
I don't, like I said, I don't even watch AEW, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a good show. By the way, what pay-per-view is it on?
What pay-per-view is it on?
Yeah, I mean, like Peacock.
I think it's on Max, HBO Max, if I remember correctly.
HBO Max. Oh, okay.
They signed the new deal. I believe they're on Max now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's better than Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report sucks. They suck at live streaming.
All right, what do you got for the next one?
We have MJF against Roderick Strong. Kind of a little surprised they went with Roderick Strong here. After all, the feud is Adam Cole and MJF, but this feud has been snake bitten because of injuries. MJF was off of TV for most of this build up to this match because he's filming Happy Gilmore 2. He's going to be Happy's son in the movie. Please don't ruin it, Adam Sandler. No offense, I love you, Mr. Sandler.
The Sandman.
It's clear It's clear MJF is going to continue the feud with Adam Cole. It wouldn't be right if he lost this match, so I'm going to give the win to MJF here. I love Roderick Strong, too. He's like one of my hidden gems in this company.
He's a
Yeah.
hardcore wrestler, I believe. I got him in that category.
Yeah, I missed the neck strong gimmick he was doing, where he was going around with a neck brace, yelling "Adam," and then all of a sudden he just went in to do a move, and he was grabbing. It was so great.
I did see a little bit of that. It was funny. I got to roll with the homie MJF here, though. That's my guy.
MJF, yeah, I got him too.
He's my Long Island scumbag.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Next match, we have a singles match. It's between Jay White against Hangman Adam Page. This one's a bit tougher because I love Jay White. I was a big fan of him in New Japan, and I don't think both these guys need a loss, so I wouldn't be surprised if either side loses via DQ. But Hangman Adam Page has been great with this heel run, and I loved everything they've done with him. The feud with Swerve Strickland, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch. It was awesome. It really was. Hangman's been losing a little bit more, so I'm going to give the win to Hangman here, but wouldn't be shocked if this ends in like a no DQ type match. Really excited for this match, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big AEW guy, but I got to roll with the Hangman. I like Adam Page.
Hangman, all across the board.
All right, Hangman all across the board. Next up, we have a four-way tag team match. We have Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn versus the Outrunners, the House of Black versus the Acclaimed. I'm going to be honest here. I used to love the Acclaimed, but they've been awful. Like, they've been boring, and I don't like where they've been booked. And I think it's time to start thinking about breaking them up or turning them heel, because it's just gone for way too long. House of Black, I've given up on them. I'm a big Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy, and Brody King fan, but they keep taking L's. I would love for them to get the tag belts, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's too early to take those title belts off of Private Party. They just beat the Young Bucks for it. I will say, though, I love the Outrunners. They are one of my favorite tag teams in AEW. And they remind me a little bit of the Beverly Brothers, but they aren't reckless in the ring like the Beverly Brothers were. If you go read up about how their finisher was and how it was bad. Like Macho Man's brother said that was the worst type of finisher to take. And they were sloppy in the ring too. But I love the Outrunners so much. But yeah, Private Party gets the win here. It's too early for them to get those belts off. So yeah, Private Party.
How long did it had it?
It's been a few weeks, I believe. Maybe a month.
Oh, okay, yeah, Private Party got it. PP got him. Private Party.
Keep it going. Lock them in.
Yeah.
I'm going with them too.
Oh, okay. Cool. Next up, this is the match with the worst build-up, the worst promos, the worst story. Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. That's for the AEW TBS Championship. Look, I love Chris Statlander. I love Mercedes Moné. And I love Camille, who's basically the bodyguard for Mercedes. But I hate how they've been booking this feud. And they've made Camille to look like a fool. Like, Tiffany Stratton's a fool for the way she's held her briefcase. She looks a lot better than what Camille has been looked like. You know, she's not been great in this entire thing. And I've been very disappointed with how they've been booking her as the bodyguard and having her be the first to run away when trouble is afloat. Like, I hate that. I still think Mercedes wins this match. It's too early for her to lose that belt. I love Chris Statlander. She's one of my hidden gems. I think the match will be good. Problem is the build, the promo, and everything about it sucks. And what also sucks about Chris Statlander, she flip-flopped. She pulled a Big Show. She was face one point, heel the next. Not too long ago, she turned face. She's heel, and now she's face again. I don't understand why they're pulling a Big Show with her. And I love Chris Statlander, another Long Islander. I love everything she does in the ring, but I just don't care about this matchup. I think the match will be good. Mercedes wins. Let's move on.
Yeah, Mercedes win.
Okay. Cool. Next up, we have Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley.
Jesus.
Oh gosh. I'm going with an upset. If it is an upset, I think I got Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I got to
Nah.
go with Bobby Lashley just because of the Hurt Business stuff. I feel like that's going to.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley's not an upset. And here's another thing, too. I think Swerve Strickland is wrestling hurt. He did tweet out an x-ray, and I think he has something going on with his shoulder. So I wouldn't be shocked if he gets time off after this. And you got to make the Hurt Syndicate look great. And I love everything they're doing with the Hurt Syndicate. Like, go watch Shelton Benjamin. He's been my favorite part of the Hurt Syndicate so far. The AEW's done so well booking him. He's done better in AEW in like the past weeks he's been in there. That's a lot better than his second tenure in WWE for the many years they wasted him. So I love what they're doing with Shelton Benjamin. But yeah, Bobby Lashley's winning. He is winning. Next match. This is for the AEW TNT Championship. We have Jack Perry against Daniel Garcia.
Is that Jungle Boy Jack Perry?
Yes, well, he's heel now. He's scapegoat Jack Perry. Ever since, he had a little bit of a fight with CM
Punk's
Punk.
buddy.
Yeah. That apparently was the scariest moment in Tony Khan's career as a promoter. Yeah,
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, and Hulk Hogan tells the truth. No offense, Tony Khan. I respect you. I love you. I love everything you do. But come on, man. That didn't make you look good. Daniel Garcia has been pushed heavily, and he just signed an extension with AEW, and they see him as the future. I think they're going to take the title off Jack Perry and give it to Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, you might as well if you're going to invest in the future.
Yeah, I think new champ.
Yep. Okay, next match. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Every match with Will Ospreay, I'll watch it. The dude is the best wrestler on the planet, and it's not even close. This feud with him and Kyle Fletcher has been great too. It's one of the best booked matches coming into this pay-per-view, in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Kyle Fletcher. I want him to get the win over Will Ospreay because I think this is going to be a longer feud. After all, they were best friends. Would I hate that Will Ospreay won? No, because it's Will freaking Ospreay. But no, I think that they're going to give Kyle Fletcher the win here.
I root for Will.
Who doesn't root
same.
for Will?
This is the House of Ospreay.
Yeah. All right, last match. Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW World Championship. It's been a weird feud with Moxley and Cassidy. Like they are having Moxley like be anti AEW. It's a little weird, but I find it interesting. And this is something nobody's talking about. And you guys will be shocked about this. Jon Moxley himself has been booking this himself. He's run the creative. He's got apparently a long-term story for this. So I trust Moxley. And it's way too early to get that belt off of him. He wins. I love Orange Cassidy, but it's not his time yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got to keep it on Mox. I think Orange Cassidy's fun. People like him a lot. It's just, I think, against a guy like Jon Moxley, unless, like, for some reason Orange Cassidy goes stupid over, which against Moxley, I really don't, just because how much people genuinely love him, I don't see that happening. I think Moxley wins.
Yeah, and by the way, AW, you really think we believe Toni Storm is going to retire? Like, come on. We know this is going to build up to a feud with her and Mariah May and to have her get the belt off of Mariah. Like, come on. We know she's not going to retire. You're going to have a pay-per-view in Australia soon, and Toni Storm is Australian. Like, come on. You can do better than that.
You might want her on that show.
Yeah, I might, especially with the rumored tickets. Like, it's apparently not selling well. Would be a mistake if you didn't have her on the show. That's my thing. I want him, and I think they're going to have a promo or a segment on the show with Mariah May and her. One last AEW note, and then we'll move on to the next topic. And it's a kind of a scary topic that we found out a little more details on. Kenny Omega is now in New Japan after he's going to be wrestling his own matches there for a comeback because he's coming off of diverticulitis. He basically said, and I don't agree with him at this at all. I'm going to go in Japan because AEW doesn't need me right now. They're in a good spot. I love you, Kenny, but no, they're not. They are not in a good spot.
They could use him.
They really could use him. And I think that Kenny Omega loves Japan and he wants to go to Japan to re-wrestle because he did move to Japan when he was in NJPW for the time being. So I don't blame him, but like, come on, man, AEW needs you. And if you think that they don't, then that's a problem. And I think it's funny too that Toni Storm said the same thing in her retirement, saying AEW doesn't need me anymore. Coincidence? I think not.
Maybe not. Little update on the Kevin Owens and Kathy Kelly situation. Got a little dune buggy accident. Luckily, both are fine. Obviously, this was when they were in Saudi Arabia, but yeah, crazy story.
Very, very. I remember during Sweet Saudi Money, Kevin Owens had a promo with Kathy Kelly with the microphone. He's like, I mean, you were with me as well. You saw someone try to attack us in that accident with the dune buggy. And I thought that was like a kayfabe promo thing. And then little did we find out it was legit. And like, this was before the pay-per-view ended. That it was a legit thing. And then Kathy Kelly goes on an interview and she revealed more that apparently the dune buggy flipped 3 times.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. First off, thank God they're okay. Because when the car flips over that amount of times, it's usually not good. Even though if it's a dune buggy or a car, it's still a vehicle. And apparently Kevin Owens helped save, or whatever he did, helped her out. So good on Kevin Owens. Good on Kath Kelly. I'm glad they're okay. And it's a miracle that they left unscathed. But yeah, it was a scary situation. I also wonder if the reason they shortened that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens match was because of the dune buggy incident. And I think they're fine. They're probably minor stuff. But I wonder if that's why they shortened it.
Wouldn't be surprised. I'm just glad they're both okay. And it's like Kevin Owens is known to do stuff like that. Like he likes doing, not that being in a dune buggy is necessarily inherently dangerous, but it can be. And he likes jumping. Last time they were at a Saudi show, like he jumped off this like 30-foot platform onto an air pad, stuff like that. Like he likes doing crazy stuff like that. Thank God he's okay. And Kathy Kelly as well. I love her. She's great in what she does.
Oh yeah, she's great. I remember when she first departed the company, I'm like, oh man, they lost a great talented backstage interviewer. When she returned, when Triple H took over, kind of says a lot about Vince, but still, I'm glad she's back. I'm glad she's in her role and is doing her thing. She's great with the interviews. She really is.
Bernard, what do you got, man?
Yeah, same thing. Happy they okay. Just gotta stay safe out here, man. This world is crazy, and never trust man-made stuff because they're always gonna be a malfunction or dysfunction. I'm just happy they're okay and they get to go back to their families, the way they lived.
Yeah, for sure. And to wrap up the show, we can touch on some of the our favorites and not so favorite Survivor Series shows ever. Honestly, I haven't seen too many Survivor Series. Wasn't watching pay-per-views as a kid. I mostly just kind of caught like glimpses here or there. But recently definitely been watching them. Nicholas, you can lead the way on this one.
Yeah, so fun fact about Survivor Series, it was created to screw with WCW. Because Starrcade was around the time the first Survivor Series came out. And in order for Vince to get a step ahead, Survivor Series was born to screw over with Starrcade. So, yeah. And I'm glad Survivor Series is still a thing because Vince almost got rid of the pay-per-view in 2010. So, that's a positive. For me, I'll give you my worst Survivor Series pay-per-view, and it's not even close. Survivor Series 2015 was the worst Survivor Series, in my opinion. Y'all remember that one, right? When they had a silly little tournament, to try to make Roman look strong. He wins the entire thing. They put out like a ton of confetti. a ridiculous amount of confetti. Like if you go back to watch that show with all the confetti show, it was way too much. I don't know what they were thinking with that. And then Roman decides to spear, I think, Triple H. Then you have Sheamus cash in on him and make the whole entire tournament that the show is built off of pointless. That was the worst Survivor Series, in my opinion. It's not even close. That Survivor Series was garbage.
Not good. I think that's probably my least favorite too. That was very dumb.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all my best Survivor Series. Y'all might agree with this. My best Survivor Series was back in either 2014 or 2014 when it was Team Cena versus Team Authority. And they had Cena beat the next thing out of nowhere. Sting just came up. It's like, man, it's like Sting blew the whole roof off that place that night. And Triple H was like, what the fuck am I seeing? This can't be real. And he saw a ghost. It's like, Sting took him out. His Team Cena won, which led to that Triple H Sting match back at WrestleMania. I think it was all right, but I said that was my best Survivor Series show was Team Cena versus Team Authority. Sting make his way to WWE for the first time, let alone he stepped foot inside of a WWE ring.
Yeah.
And that was an iconic moment for me.
That Survivor Series is in my top 3. The only reason why it's not number 1 is because not a month later the Authority returned. So what was the whole point of the Survivor Series stipulation? But
they go on Christmas break.
Yeah, they went on Christmas break. My favorite Survivor Series is Survivor Series 2002. You want to know why? The debut of the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, Shawn Michaels wins the heavyweight championship.
Yeah, and I liked a lot of stuff on that show. The triple threat match for the tag titles with the Guerreros, Edge and Rey Mysterio, and Angle and Benoit, even though it won't be shown on the network or Peacock because of who. That match was great. And one match, my favorite Survivor Series match of all time, and you guys better have done your research like I told you when Psycho Sid passed away. Psycho Sid, Shawn Michaels, my favorite Survivor Series match of all time. It was really awesome. The crowd, like Psycho Sid was so over in 96. His entrance was cool. The match was great. I think it's on the WWE Vault channel. So I recommend you guys watch that again. Rest in peace to Sid. I miss that man. He had some great moments as Psycho Sid. But that's my favorite match. My favorite. What's your favorite?
I think it was 06. Undertaker returns after Randy Orton wins the Survivor Series match. And then there's just the casket that's on fire and the Undertaker comes out. That was what I was a kid when that happened. That was one of the most badass things I had seen in a long time. I was just like, oh, Undertaker's coming for you. And I'm like, oh, Undertaker's here for you. I was freaking out. I saw the replays on Raw the next night because I wasn't watching them back then. But yeah, that's going to be my favorite of all time.
Do you want to know the worst moment? You want to know what the worst moment of Survivor Series is? In my opinion, the gobbledygooker.
Oh, that was almost the Undertaker.
Yeah, you want to know who was in the gobbledygooker mess?
Who was? No, who was it?
This is crazy. I'll give you a hint. He's a part of one of the greatest wrestling families of all time.
Is it Owen Hart?
No.
Oh,
strike one.
Is it Rhodes?
No. You got one more guess, gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was Eddie Guerrero's brother, Chavo Guerrero Sr.
Oh, really?
He was in the gobbledygooker. Yeah.
I wouldn't have got that at 100 guesses.
I remembered that because I was looking into the gobbledygooker, which was a disaster. Even at that time when everyone was casual and cheering for everything, you could hear boos. You could hear the boos. It was so disappointing.
So bad.
It was so I don't know what Vince was thinking with that. I really don't. And I don't know what Gene Okerlund was thinking either, because he said, "Oh, this thing could be anything. Could it be this? Could it be that? Could it be the Playmate of the Year?" Or whatever he said. And I'm like, "Come on, dude! You're just making this more disappointing."
Don't hype it up if it's going to be a stupid fucking turkey.
And then you have the gobbledygooker go out there and dance with Mean Gene Okerlund. Roddy Piper sounds like a freaking moron trying to save this entire thing, laughing how stupid it is. It's the worst thing on Survivor Series ever. The worst.
Not great. Anyway, that's a good stopping point for tonight, gentlemen. Appreciate everybody hanging out, showing up in chat. We'll catch y'all next week, same time, same place, Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to check out StadiumRant.com for more articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. Follow Stadium Rant and all the boys on social media. Our handles are all right there. And until next time, as always, if you're not down with that, we got just 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.